Howdy, folks. I saw a video earlier today from Christian Henson at the Crow Hill Company. He said a phrase that caught my ear: the return of virtuosity. What did he mean by that? He was talking about AI, and are we screwed or are we not screwed? And his take was no, and I agree with that. And I was glad to hear someone else say that. I think that AI music tools can be fantastic for composers. And while I say composers, let me clear up something really quick. My takes the past month or so on AI have always been from the perspective of sync music, for people writing music for TV and film and video games, etc. It's the composer's perspective when our job is to generate a product that people then like and place into video games or TV shows or movies, etc. I'm never talking about artists and aspiring artists, okay? AI is not a threat to you. If you are out there thinking AI is going to steal my gigs, you're just wrong. AI is not going to take performers' gigs. There will always be demand to go see live music. And in fact, I think that demand is going to increase. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So, Christian Henson talked about the return to virtuosity. AI is making it so easy to crank out things that music makes become stale sounding or all sound the same. And he makes the point in his video, it already does. Music is very bland right now. Whether it's EDM or trance, like he mentioned specifically, country music sounds the same. Hip-hop is turning into crap, and I say this as a man that grew up listening to it. And I would think that our rapping forefathers think today's stuff is mostly crap. Musically, it's crap. There's no chords, there's no bridges, there's no song forms. The lyrics are a race to the bottom in shock value. That's another rant for another time. But there's a lot of crap out there. There are always some gems. There's a lot of hidden stuff. There's a lot of talented folks out there. Can't get discovered. That's always been the issue. It's very hard in Spotify. I used to say there were 80,000 songs a day being uploaded to Spotify. That number is actually about 120,000 a day. So how do you get discovered? It's very difficult. And that was before AI. And I heard someone say last week that Suno says there are over 800,000 new songs being created every day. Now I want to clarify that because that's misleading and lacking context. What that is saying is Suno is saying that they've had people click their create button 800,000 times a day, which actually it's half of that because every time you click it once, it gives you 2 examples. So 400,000 new audio somethings per day, but it's just a fragment, 1 minute, 2 minute. It's not a full song. And how many of those are actually good in the first place? I've been in those tools a lot, and it's really hit and miss. You might find one cool thing out of 5. So people are trying stuff out. They're laughing. Hey, let's write a song about my cat chewing up my couch. Yay, click, boom, laugh about it, drink a beer, whatever. That's not being, ingested into the musical community in Spotify and iTunes, Tidal, whatever. So that 800,000 a day, don't freak out about that. It's not true at all. What does it take to create a complete song in Suno or Udio? It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error. And you may click that button 20 or 30 times or more before you get to a song. So, and is that song any good? That's always debatable. So don't freak out about that. But this whole return to virtuosity that Christian Henson mentioned, he's suggesting that AI will flood the music world with sterile stuff, causing demand for actual musical virtuos. Great singers, great saxophone players, great guitar players, great piano players, etc. And I think he's right. I said something like that a couple weeks ago. I'm thinking AI is going to create more interest in the real stuff as the bulk of stuff out there becomes diluted. So there'll be a search for authenticity, shall we say. So let's break down a couple of categories here. There's some concerns and there's some hope. On the concerning side, we got anxiety. Musicians, composers out there are anxious because there's new technology. People don't understand it. There's ignorance, there's misinformation, there's fear, there's emotions. Anxiety is a real thing. One of the comments I get the most is about AI is devaluing my musical skills. People will think I just pushed a button to create it and that I didn't use my brain and my human feelings and human experiences to create this song or this instrumental. Who cares? Who cares what they think, how you created it? All they care about is does it make them happy? Does it take them away? Can they escape? Do they like your music? Don't get hung up on how people think you created it. I think that's a self-esteem issue, and I've said that in the past. If someone tried to rip me in the comments, sorry, that's where I'm at. Why should you care if people don't trust that you created it or not? You shouldn't care. Disagree? Put it in the comments. There's concern about loss of control. If you're using AI tools, you can't tweak the music the way you want. Well, then don't use AI tools. Just write the way you want, okay? There's a lot of division out there. How dare you support this technology from our evil overlords? How dare you dismiss this technology that's going to be amazing? So we're divided. There's enough division in the world over real serious things. We don't need to be freaking out and being divided as creatives, because the world, in times of stress, needs us to make things better. They need our music, so let's not be divided. Now, there's pressure out there. If you are writing music for TV and film, and you're making some money at it, and you need this job, there's anxiety. You've got pressure to adapt. Do I need to learn these tools? Yes, you do. Learn the new technology. Don't be my dad, who was a draftsman, a talented draftsman, used pencils and rulers, and used to design really cool stuff. And then AutoCAD came out in the 80s, and he refused to learn these newfangled computer things. And 2 years later, he was unemployed because he didn't adapt to the technology. So if you are one of the tiny percentage of folks out there that actually does depend on music composition for your income, you need to adapt. No sugarcoat it. Adapt or die. Adapt or find a new career. Okay? Now, all this stuff here leads to emotional impact, stress, anxiety, fear. I've seen comments where folks say, AI tools make me hate music. AI tools make me want to quit music. What the hell are you talking about? How would a tool make you want to quit music? If you say that and you sincerely mean it, then I don't think music is very, very important to you in the first place, that you would quit because a tool exists that can do it easily. If I quit playing saxophone every time I heard a person that was better than me, I would have stopped decades ago. I've been around the greatest saxophone players in the world. And why would I? Oh, they're so much better than me. I just forget it. I can't do this. I give up. That's a childish mood. Just don't say that. You should not quit. Well, let me rephrase that. Quit if you want. Just don't ever say you were early a musician in the first place, because a true creative would not quit because someone out there is better than them. There's a whole lot of psychology behind that probably be analyzed by someone that has a degree, but I just think that's crazy. And lastly, on the negative side, there's the ethics, there's the legality of copyright, etc. Should you train models on copyrighted material? I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that will be talked about that. The courts will rule eventually. And as a sidebar, people say, oh, the courts have decided. No, there's one court case about an AI-generated image where the court ruled that you could not copyright an AI-generated work because there is no human intervention, which I think is kind of asinine because the human told the tool what to do. But that, the courts rarely get this stuff right when it comes to music and art. So I have no faith in them. But anyway, that's the negative side: the anxiety, the emotions, the fear, the division in the community, the pressure to adapt, the emotional impact, the ethics, the legal side of it, the loss of control, the evaluation of skills if you think that happens. That's all the negative stuff. But just roll with me on this one. I think if our evil musical overlords flood the world with a bunch of AI-generated music of varying quality, it will actually increase demand for the good stuff. And by good stuff, I mean humans performing, humans singing. So AI is not going to replace artists and performers on the stage. I think it'd be great to see performers incorporate AI into their performances, but AI is not going to replace them. They are not in danger of being replaced. I can't make that point more clear. People that love music want that human interaction. They want to be around like-minded folks sharing a really cool experience that's seeking authenticity of the creative world. They want nostalgia. They want to be taken back. They want to be taken back in time to a special place. They want human touch. They want to dance. They want to sing. They want to participate. They want unique experiences in the music world. AI, I think, will generate the demand for those things. it will help people understand the value of real music. And what does that do? If there's lots of bad music out there now, you start getting, if there's bad food out there, you just want a really good steak. If there's bad whatever, you want something, bad beer, you want a nice good beer, okay? Or a good glass of bourbon, whatever. Diluting a market makes the participants in that market want more authenticity, better quality. So I think that'll generate more desire for real musicians and really good musicians, virtuosos, we can say. Which means I want to go see a live band. I need more places to go to see live bands. There'll be more demand for bands. There'll be more of a need for venues for bands to play. More venues, more festivals, more chances for humans to interact with each other and with musicians. That means more gigs for performing musicians, more gigs for writers and songwriters and singers. And so now you got more opportunity out there because AI flooded the market, okay? And ultimately that just enhances the value of our creativity in the first place. It doesn't diminish our creative value. It enhances our creative value because people are tired of the milquetoast, boring, white bread, bland stuff out there, and they want real music. So I think AI-generated music can ultimately benefit live musicians by increasing demand and giving people that irreplaceable human interaction, that connection, that non-computer, that soulful connection versus the soulless music that AI can often be. Does that make sense? Is it a stretch? I mean, we're in early stages of a very, very big paradigm shift in technology combining with the arts. So if one side wants to say the sky's falling, we're all going to die, it's evil, I'm saying no, man. It's going to generate a lot of demand for the good stuff. So don't give up. Don't quit. Seek joy in your music. Seek authenticity. Seek virtuosity. And I think everything is going to be just fine. Thanks so much for watching. Light me up in the comments, folks.